Oh yeah, let's go here. Hey, it's your boy Josue here at Josue's Exotics. I just want to give you a little video explaining a little bit about one of my new favorite snakes. His name is Peter. He's a Pueblan milk snake. They are red, yellow, and black. I believe the bigger they get, the more black he's going to have on them. They actually are snakes that I believe they have aposematic coloration, which means they're pretty much mimicking a poisonous snake. But these are actually not venomous. The venomous snake is actually the coral snake. They look very similar in color banding, but there's a little bit different. He's really calm. He's a baby. He's probably not even less than 6 months old. I'm gonna put him back down in this cage. And he likes to go up under this little log. So this is his tank. I have a couple different things going on for it. Let's see, a better view. So over here, I've kind of made like a little bit of a gradient. You can see. So it's not all just one height. So I use aspen bedding because these are burrowing snakes, and they obviously like to burrow. So you can see a couple of the small little holes that he's dug in the bedding already. It's fairly simple upkeep. They just need to have a lot of places they can hide. And make sure you keep your temperature and humidity. They're not really a big humid snake, so you'll really have to worry about that too much. Like just normal house humidity is fine with these guys. They don't have any problem shedding or anything. Similar to garter snakes, but so I have a little half log over here. You can go up and hide in if he wants to. There's a small watering bowl. Just a plastic tree. A little plant in there to give it a little bit of greenage. I throw a little bit of moss in here to give it a more realistic look to it. Found a little skull at Walmart. He likes to sleep in there a lot. And whenever he starts to shed, I put a little bit of damp moss in there to give him like a little humid hide to go into. I have some Malaysian driftwood I've ordered just from off Amazon, and a couple of little like half log bark logs. Also have another one that's kind of sitting on the side. He hides up under that, and I put it on the hill here, trying to make it a little bit better. And there's another half log in the back there, where the actual heat mat is. I believe I'm using a off-brand one I bought just off Amazon for really cheap, like 14 bucks for like a whole 20-gallon tank setup. Another thing I always recommend, I use 2 thermometers. I have one stick-on one inside the tank, and also have that one's actually a Zoom Med one. And I have them pretty much where the heat mat is, so I can just monitor the temperature, make sure it doesn't get too high. And I always recommend to get a thermostat to use on all your heat mats because they tend to overheat a lot. Right now I have mine set around 88.3. But as you can see in the actual cage temperature, it's a little bit lower than what it is, actually 83 degrees in there. And if you really don't think that the temperature is right, I have another third way that I can check in there. Once again, my trusty infrared thermometer. You can kind of scan around in here and see what we got. So 75.9, like one area. I can't really get inside of there, but you can see the deal. But yeah, milk snakes aren't really too hard to care for. They hide a lot during the daytime. They're supposed to be nocturnal snakes. Mine likes to come out during the day. As far as feeding, I feed him maybe once every 5 to 7 days. With him being such a baby snake, feed him pinky mice, just one. Might start bumping him up to 2, just because he's getting a little bit bigger. He's shed maybe 3 or 4 different times. With baby snakes, they generally shed a whole lot more, just because they grow a whole lot faster than a full-grown snake. Because for instance, like compared to my garter snakes, which are a whole lot larger, they've only shed maybe twice for the one I've had the longest, and once for the one I just got maybe a couple months ago. And they've only shed once or twice. This one shed 4 or 5 times as I've had them. Let's see. And I think that's just about it for this video. So, if anybody has any comments or anything what I can do to help keep my snake a little bit better, feel free to drop a comment. I don't mind at all, because anything helps, and I'm always up to learning new stuff. Because when it comes to herpetology and keeping reptiles and all, you just never know. I mean, the information is boundless. And maybe later on I'll do some other videos with some of my other creatures. I have more than just snakes. I have a couple I have 3 or 4 different kinds of frogs as well. But just starting out with this one, I just kind of want to stay with my snakes. I have a lot of information I need to put out about these guys, and maybe I can get some new information so we can all learn. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in, and this is Josue at Josue's Exotics. So holler at me.